Hi, friends. Welcome back to the POD podcast by Gulshan. We have, we talk about single parenting, but parenting somebody on the spectrum, different genders. Let's find out from Ashraf today. Ashraf Ismail is with us. Let's find out from him what are his challenges and what does he go through on a daily basis, bringing up a woman. She's not a young girl anymore. She's a woman. So, how has his journey been? Yeah, let's find out. Welcome,
Yeah.
Ashraf.
Hi. Good afternoon, Gulshan. Um, First of all, I am so proud to have Mariam in my life. It's a huge struggle since I lost her mom like 9 years ago. In 3 days' time, it will be her anniversary. Difficult in the sense of I'm a male, as you were just saying, and she is a young lady. And since she was 18, I believe, yeah. Now she's almost 29 in November. It was extremely difficult moving around, choosing clothes, going to the shop with her, uh, checking the size, being told off. People will think I'm a sugar daddy. And it was like security comes. That was a dramatic things. So that was a huge challenging. To the thing when she grew up and became a young lady, the needs, necessity for what the ladies need in the age of grown up, uh, what type that I have to buy. And when I go to the counter, of course the cashier, they look and daily life routine and hygiene wise, what she needs, how she is. I don't have a family member with me, especially female, to assist. So I was looking forward most of the time, like when one of my sisters, she comes, and it's not easy as well for them to come and visit due to the
Where's your
fees.
family from?
Some in Holland, some in Egypt. So everyone, as you know, in this world that have their own life and their needs as well. So there were like kind of difficulties. And when my actually sister comes and visits, then I actually ask her what I should do in some such situations, guiding as well, and worrying of what she's expecting from the world outside, especially when she start to move around on her own, how to guide her as well in using the metro. We actually, at the beginning, when she went to Mawahib, it was like almost like 16 trip that we actually done in the metro, drawing, writing, because as when she joined at the beginning, she was totally
Dependent.
barely interacting. So, and she could be very vulnerable as well in such situations. Somebody approach and who are you? And so I used to actually guide a lot. And every time she goes out of the house, my heart, it was like in drops in my knees. But she showed me that she's capable. What I see in her now is a bless, honestly. Because before we talked, I said he is above, send people in her way, in her path, to guide her, to assist her, to nurse her, to like it was you, it was Wimi, it was Yeni. Now she goes to another center. There is a huge, tremendous behavior changing, communication.
Positive.
Indeed, extreme positive. Now I can be told off by her,
Mhm.
and she can actually stop me to insist.
So, Ashraf, let's just go back
Yeah,
to when did you come from Egypt?
yeah.
Um, and what profession were you in?
I came here like a long time ago, 36 years ago, and I was a cabin crew with Emirates. And that's where my wife and I met, like 2 years. And it was a matter of 2, 3 months. And then I proposed. And she's from Philippines, a very nice lady. May Allah bless her soul. And I pray for her every day. And I am not having a single doubt that she is around and she is guiding and she is just around me, whether in talking or the sound or even like, there are so many things that happen to me that she tells me I am here. An incident only that's now Muhammad, my son, that he's in America, he came to visit and we were working by La Mer. And my little one, that he was almost like 9 years old, his mother passed away when he was 6.5 years old. And he said, Dad, I would like to have this t shirt with a luminous design and my name on the back. So there was a chaos in the La Mer, the passage, and we stopped. And I asked the guy because he got like, I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of T-shirts stacked on top of each others. And then I asked him, "Can you do this specific design with the name at the back?" He said, "Yeah, here we go. It can be like that, and the name could be like that." And when he turned the T-shirt, it was the name of my wife. So it's a message for me that I am here. I am watching and I'm helping and I'm guiding and I'm just always going to be there. So we met.
So you
Yeah,
both were sorry.
that's okay.
You were both
Cabin crew.
cabin
Yeah,
crew,
yeah.
and you continued after getting married.
Yeah, both of us, we actually we were flying and till Salma, she got blessed with Mariam, and she was born in 1996, so she has to give up the work because at this time it was not allowed for a cabin crew in Emirates to have a maternity leave. So she quit the job and she was in the house, and then we've been blessed by the second boy. And at 2000 exactly, uh, is very difficult. Mariam, no nursery accepted her.
She was verbal. She was
Uh, she was verbal with me, only me,
really.
only me. I was just like the alphabetical. She knew it fully. She was not pointing with her finger. She doesn't have eye contact. She bleeds and she will not complain. She will not cry. And I was tough with her. I was very bad.
But
But
did you know that these are the
no.
signs of
I
autism?
came to know that she's labeled as autistic, but I doubted very much that she was autistic. I will say that she was um, hypoxic by birth. I believe so strongly because she was in her mother womb for almost than 23 hours after they broke the water in America. The
Oh,
water bag was actually broken and she was like, contraction for almost 23 hours until they had the forceps,
the dry
Mariam.
labor.
Yeah. So I think she's very much, maybe it could be autism, but I think hypoxic as well. It could be part of her problem. Um, then we were struggling in 1996. She was born 2000. It was between 2003 to, between 1999, we start to find a nursery to accept her. She used to come like, punch in the face, dislocation in the arm. And we asked the nursery, we don't know, she doesn't speak. And most of the nurseries, they rejected her. And one nursery that was just next to the compound where we live, I'm not going to mention the name, but the lady, the owner, she called me, she said, you have to take your child. Your child is not actually verbal at all. And she's not following instructions. She's not social. And at this time, there was no facility at all for such characters. So I said, are you sure? Did you try? And then she said, yes, we tried and we cannot accept her. I said, okay, can I please try in front of you? So I started to have, it was Montessori.
Hmm.
And Montessori should be very, very,
Yeah,
very
effective.
creative in their approach. So they were having this like a pasta and things, sands. So I tried to like put the board in the front of my daughter. I say, what is this? C. C for what? Cat. A. A is for apple. And they were like, stunned. And then they said, but we still cannot keep her. So no schools, no nursery until I was again blessed by a school. I'm not going to mention the name again because it could be advertisement, but this is the only school accept her. But I had to pay shadow. And at this time, there was no any assistant from where I'm working at all. From my grade, there was no assistant. Um, so it was a struggle. We had to sell the gold, we had to sell whatever we have to put her. And that was in 2000.
And did it help her being in school?
I would say honestly, this school, they've done a huge development for Mariam. A huge, even though that was, but again, it was very sad to see how children could be cruel. When the FS1, FS2, and she was an English curriculum, and then grade 1, grade 2, still the kids, they don't know what is the problem. But since she was grade 4, that was the time that her female colleague, they start to be bully with her. And she was again isolated.
Was she ever invited to people's houses or play dates
That's
or
another
birthday
sad
parties?
thing. No,
Did she have friends?
no, no. And unfortunately, one of during the primary, she did have, and we used to invite, and lots of people used to come. But when she finished the primary in this school, we tried to put her in a secondary school because this school was only up to grade 6. We couldn't find another school. Even the school that they deal with, the school where she was, they rejected her because they didn't have the shadow teacher facility. Even I said, I will take a loan and I will try to, no. So we put her into, it's closed down, so I can say the name, I believe it's St. Andrews, and it was like institute. And it was a very bad experience, very bad. 83,500 it was per year, the fees. It was only 1 year that we put her there, unfortunately. Or fortunately, they closed down. It was not according to the KHGA. And it was, we found out that it is social affair things. She used to be punched really by boys there, and pulley, hair to be even cut. Yeah. And a very bad year. And then we got like, stuck. There was no school until I met one of my colleague. He's Jordanian, and I was in the mosque crying. And then he just tapped on my shoulder. He said, "What's the problem?" So I explained what is the problem with my daughter. And then he said, he knows one of, not up to what I'm looking for, school, that the owner has the same issue and she accept children with a special need. So of course I approached the school, and Salma, she was still around. She was alive. Then we actually met the head of the school, a very nice Jordanian lady, I think. And she actually, Mariam, she was outside, and there was like the kitchen service window between the reception and where I was sitting with the lady. And then she said, "What's the name of your daughter?" I said, "Mariam." And then she said, "Okay, Mariam." Then Mariam, she stood up and she looked. She said, "I will take her." And I accepted her. So Mariam, she was in the high school. Also, she had lots of bully scenarios, and she been slapped one time. But because the headmistress, she has the same issue as a as a personal problem. One of the girls, she accused her that she took her adopter. And Mariam, she's very particular with her things.
I know.
And we used to give her like 5 to 10 dirhams note on daily basis, even though we give her a lunchbox, just in case if she fancies something. This girl, she used to take the money from her on daily basis. And Mariam, she was so scared because she was scaring her. And Mariam, she was not in the classrooms all the time because most of the subject was very heavy for her for her cognition to conceive or to understand.
But you never thought at that time that I can put her in a special needs school?
No, there was nothing at this
Of
time.
course there were.
There was nothing.
I was there at the same time. My daughter's almost
yeah,
same age.
yeah.
She's born in 97.
Yeah.
Of course there was Dubai Center for Special
No,
Needs.
no, it was on a waiting list.
No.
Waiting list, and they never call us, even a Noor, which I'm very happy that I didn't
Pediatric was there.
Nothing. We
there.
put a Noor, we put a Dubai Center for Special Needs before the opening in Garhoud. It was somewhere in El Karama, something like that, small villa. Nothing. we were on the waiting list. Remember, there are actually uh, first the local, and yeah. So I mean, like there
But
was
there
nothing.
were like 3 big
Yeah,
schools
but
at that time.
Noor, they said that they are not falling in the category. And then I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't approach Rashid, but I approached Dubai Center for Special Needs, and they did not call me
Because
since
my
even she
daughter
was 4.
is born in 1997,
Yeah.
and I was a volunteer
Mm.
from that year
Yeah.
in Dubai Center for
Mm.
Special Needs. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I
and I
never
never
been called.
imagined that my child would go to that school one day.
Yeah.
But
I never imagined. I raised 17 nephews and nieces, and I never imagined that my daughter could have this problem. So when she was in the high school, as I said, she was bullied. The money was taken from her. But when the headmaster, she knew, she got this girl. She actually punished her in the front of everyone, and she ashamed her. And I think it was the last year for Mariam in the school. So she graduated, and she was very happy. She was extremely happy that she's graduated from the high school. And then after that, we got stuck again where to put her. And then I lost my wife. Then when I lost my wife, I didn't know what to do. Then I came because
can
Mariam,
you tell
she
us a little what happened?
it was sad. It was just she woke up in one day. Anyhow, my mom, she passed away 2011, and from that time I didn't want to go home, which is Egypt, because I was very very close to my mother. So I actually denied that she passed away, and I didn't want to go to Egypt. So in 2016 July, I all from 2011 to 16, all my leave it was only in Dubai. I didn't go out of Dubai. So I said to Salma, it is time to go. We have to go. We have a place there that we need to be present to show it is ours and to check on my elder sister. That was July. So we prepared and I booked a ticket to fly on the 30th of July, 2016. And in July 28th, July 26th, she woke up at the Fajr prayer. I was preparing myself for the prayer and for the work because I'm starting the shift at 5:30 in the morning. And when I'm preparing myself, and my son, he was visiting from the States. When I'm preparing myself, she woke up pale, no blood in the face, vomiting foam around her mouth, uh, pain on her back, she said. And she started saying, Ashraf, I don't know what's happening. We went straight away. I was not driving at this time. She was the one driving. We ordered a taxi and we went to, no mention name again. I went to this private hospital, which is close to where I live. And she went to the emergency ward. The doctor, he just said, I'm not going to say nationality as well. We'll check her. Her blood pressure was almost 200 on maybe 90 something. She's really bad. And I said, is she pregnant? She said, no. Is she having a heart problem? No. You have to leave her. And then I said to my son, you'll be with your mother. I'll go to work. I will take like permission and I will come. And I was unable, to be honest, because there were exams and activity that I have to do because I was working now uh, on ground full time. I'm not flying anymore. So I came from work. It was 3 afternoon and she was still in the emergency ward and she was in pain. So I looked at the doctor and said, the specialist seen her and he said that they found out there is a bulge on her neck that caused all this time. And she looked at me and said, Ashraf, I cannot sit, I cannot breathe. I'm really tired. The pain is from my back to my leg. My whole back is in pain. And she looked really pale. And the pressure was like 140 on maybe 90 something. And the doctor said, no, she can be released now and she needs physiotherapy. So I said to her, I'll cancel the trip. She said, no, your family is waiting for you. They haven't seen you. And I don't want them to see me like that. her mother was in Sharjah, and she said, "You go with the kids, and once I'm okay, I do a few sessions because in Egypt maybe I will struggle to find someone to communicate with me, and I don't want your family to see me like that after 5 years that we haven't seen each other's. Just go, and I will follow you." So are you sure? Yes. And then I called my mother-in-law. She said I'll be with her, but unfortunately she was in Sharjah and there were a nanny in the house. So I went with the kids. She dropped us to the airport, and I said, "You take care of yourself, and goodbye. You will come back. We will we postpone the ticket for the 8th of August." Um, Calling her, checking. We were actually WhatsApp, to be honest with you, it was not a call. WhatsApp, and sending her picture of the kids and I back home. And she's saying that I'm tired, I'm doing this, physiotherapy, I'm feeling better now. I went out for dinner. Your nephew came to check on me. And then on the 7th, she called me and she said, no, she sent me a message. She said, "Ashraf, please cancel. I am not feeling well. I want to stay until you come back." And I was so upset with her. And she said, "Please do not be upset. When I am okay, I'll come, but I cannot come now. Just let me stay in Dubai." I was not very happy and I was extremely upset. Then on the 12th early morning, it was, I think, 6 Cairo time, which is, I think, is something like, it was very early in the morning. It was dark still in Egypt. And her brother called me, said, "Ashraf, Salma, I've been called by the nanny. Salma, she collapsed, and they called the ambulance and they're taking her now." And I was like, the kids are sleeping next to me. We were in a hotel actually. And 3 of them, they were shocked. And I was like, "What's happening? What's happening?" I said, "I will call you back, but she's in the ambulance now." Then he called me back half an hour and then he said that she passed away. Then they found out that she's having 3 arteries blocked. So it was misdiagnosed. It was her fate. She was a beautiful, she was really very kind, like a child herself. I got 4 children in the house rather than 3. Honestly, she was a pure child, and she was a child in a woman's body. Never lied, never cheat, never been. My mother used to love her a lot. So I had to take the kids, and the flights of Emirates was full, and we were really struggling. And in Islam, the best thing to do that dead body is to bury immediately. My kids were in a shock state. We traveled from Cairo to Doha because,
But you had to break the news that she's passed.
sorry,
Did you have to break the news to all 3 children
they
that she?
were actually awake when the brother called, and they heard me screaming and crying, and 3 of them, they were shocked, especially my daughter. She was shocked. She didn't say anything. 3 of them, they didn't cry. They were just shocked. We traveled to Doha, and from Doha, we had to wait for the next flight. We came to Dubai. It was almost midnight, and I told my relative, and which is my niece and her husband, to bury her. Don't wait for us, because that's the respect of the body. So they buried her, and I'm really like, I think it was a good decision because I didn't want my kids to see her when she's dead. Maybe it was wrong, but it is, according to my religion, it should be buried immediately. I think if they seen her, 3 of them, they will realize that she passed away, but they didn't see her. And that was also built something. I'm not going to say for the little one. The little one, I think 6.5 years, He has an idea about his mother. He still remember her, but not fully like Mariam and Abdurrahman and Muhammad. Mariam, I believe that maybe you were in this and you were involved. I had like a kind of a shutdown, no acceptance at all after Salma passed away from my daughter.
So Mariam came to us to Mawahib studio,
Yeah,
I think 2017.
yeah,
So Mawahib was an art studio for adults with disabilities.
yeah.
And Mariam joined. And her drawing skills were amazing, but she was copying anime,
Mm,
and
yeah.
she was writing her stories, and she didn't want to be disturbed. She said, "This is what I want to do. This is the only thing I will do."
Mm,
But at the studio, we were teaching life skills through the medium of art.
yeah,
So it's not about what you want to do and that's all you'll do.
yeah,
She has to be with us.
yeah,
So this is 2 years later of her being so angry.
yeah,
She would be angry with me for no reason
yeah,
because I said something, and then she would take off, and then she'd be angry. And I also didn't know what was happening.
yeah.
And then, there was a farewell party on the beach for one of the students who
Mm,
was leaving for America. And I met your mother in law. And then she told me the whole story because Mariam said, I hate my father.
yeah,
And it is because of him that my mother died.
yeah.
So I didn't push that. I didn't ask, but I
Mm,
asked your mother-in-law. I said, how do I connect with her? Because I'm really struggling myself
yeah.
to connect. And this
Shut
shutdown of
down.
her
Yeah.
father
Barrier.
is.
Yeah.
So then it was your mother-in-law who told me the story.
Mm,
That this is what happened, and Ashraf didn't want to go.
mm,
She was the one who said, "No, go meet your family."
mm.
And
Yeah, that's what she said. True.
yeah,
I came
and
to know about this hate thing from my daughter toward me. I was accepting her on daily basis that she's shutting down me because of her disability. And I'm just like, either between cooking, cleaning, and I'm not expecting much from her. But I was trying to push her to do something like her bed, her clothes. Because as I said, she's an adult young lady and I cannot touch her women's stuff. So I was encouraging her to understand that there must be a boundary between even father and daughter because you are a female and I'm a male. I am your father, yes, but you have to understand that there is a boundary for a certain things. So I know that she's angry with me because I'm disciplining her. I'm always asking her, look at my eyes. I am here. You don't look behind. You don't look in the scene. She was rejecting because she want to be in her bubble. So I came to know, and that was that was a shock for me, the shock of my life. When there was an exhibition in Dubai Art and World Trade Center, and I believe you were there. And she's having this drawing, and it was called the Seven Griefs, I think.
7 stages
Uh,
of grieving.
yeah,
It was done in the style of Yayoi Kusama.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, to be honest, most of her drawing it present what, but that was actually on display and it was sold on the day. So they asked her to go on the stage to speak about it. And I was listening and I was so proud of her until she came into one of the stages that she accused me in the front of everyone. And my father was the reason of my mother's death. And that was the shock of my life. It was a huge slap that I couldn't say anything to her. Took her, and again I was not driving at this time. We took a taxi. She sat at the back, I sat at the forward, and she knew that because I was crying. I was crying. So, and of course, in the taxi, I stopped myself, but she could see my eyes, and she's very smart. And when we went home, she avoided as well. She went to her room because she got her own room, and she didn't say anything to me. But next day, she actually opened the subject because it was a weekend. She said, "You're upset because I said the truth." I said, "I don't know what is the truth exactly, how you can accuse me. Oh, we left her alone. I said, yeah, but you know that your mother is insisting for us to go. And I tried to cancel that trip. And she said, no. Yeah, but you should be here with her. I was like, trying to explain to her that's what happened. And the deal that mom, she's supposed to come on the 8th and she's supposed to do some physiotherapy because the people in Egypt, maybe they will not be able to speak English properly with her, which is not true. But Salma, she wanted to be with, in her house, and she didn't want anyone to see her. And I think it was also something he planned it for her, not to be like here. Dubai is my home now, and my kids, we don't know anything in the world apart of Dubai. Honestly, my daughter, when they were saying that they demolished the compound, she said, how? That's my house. So that's the concept that my daughter, she think of Dubai. It's my home. So I think her death in Dubai, it was a mercy for her, because in Egypt, if that happened, we had to go through lots of things. In Dubai, as it is a cosmopolitan, and any nationality can, pass away, and there will be facility for them because it's a cosmopolitan. In Egypt, it's only Egyptian. And maybe the foreigners is the tourists, but not so many foreigners. They live and work actively in Egypt, like as in Dubai. So it was something as a faith for my wife to be here and to be buried here. So I explained, and I think after years, after the effort from my side and her side, it was actually easy for her
So
to
we were
accept.
doing this art piece following one artist called Yayoi Kusama,
Yeah, the Japanese.
the
Yeah,
Japanese artist. She loved it
yeah,
because
true.
she's so fond of
Yeah,
Japanese art. And I sat with each student, 27 of them. I sat with them till we came up with what do you connect with?
hmm,
You know, what is your connection to the world? How do
hmm,
you connect? And I have it all written down.
yeah,
And Mariam was, there was so much anger.
yeah,
There was so much that she wanted to share, but she didn't feel safe at that moment.
true.
And I said, I'm going to just sit with you the whole day. I'm not going to go to anyone else till you
Come
tell
forward.
me like what's going on.
Hmm,
Then I explained to her that there are 7 stages of grieving.
hmm,
You've gone through the first one, which was shock. You're over that. You're
hmm,
not in shock anymore because you accepted it. And so I took her through and I said, oh, but this anger is
hmm,
like third stage.
hmm,
And then, I said, can you draw anger for me in symbol forms? You know, and don't copy, like, don't draw a devil with
hmm.
horns and all, not that. Draw me a symbol that signifies anger to you. And she did, So for each of the 7 stages, she drew, I mean, she's
Yeah,
very intelligent.
true
She
with the
drew
drawing.
the steps one by one. And as we were doing that, we were speaking about you
Hmm,
and how much she hates you and
hmm,
it's because of you. And then I told her that I have spoken with your grandmother. She's told me everything. It's nothing to do with your dad. And that day, I said, what does your dad love? Let's go and buy it for him. Whatever is available, in Bardubai. She said he loves dates.
yeah,
So we
true.
went and
Hmm,
we bought a whole. I
yeah,
said, does he like the ones with the filling inside or plain? She said, no, he likes plain. So we bought this
yeah, true.
dates for you.
Hmm,
She came home, she gave it to you,
yeah,
and you called me
yeah,
saying, thank you. You were crying.
yeah.
And you said, thank you
Yeah,
for giving me back my daughter
yeah. But
because
then she
first
done
time she
another
let
thing
me
with the
help.
help of you. which was Mother's Day. She drew me a card,
Yeah.
and she said, "Happy Mother, Happy Mother, Father Day, Father." The relation is coming. She's now a lady, but she still, I cannot deny, there is something. Uh, he is not gonna be fully recovered. Till now, I'm not allowed to open any of her writing. She writes lots of books.
Yeah.
She writes and writes. And honestly speaking, I would love to find someone to help her to look at what she writes as a material, because I'm sure she wrote something that it could be stories, not a story. But I don't know how, obviously. This is another thing. I don't know how to help my
You
daughter.
know, when the time is right, it will happen.
Yeah.
Maybe the time is not right
Yeah,
now.
true.
And
Maybe.
she wants to write more.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want,
She doesn't allow me to look
private.
at.
I was not allowed to touch her books either.
Yeah, true. I cannot actually
So,
touch
and
her
I
book.
respected that,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
There are things that I'm not allowed. Actually, I do not allow. I'm like, I tell her, like, when she say, "Dad, my bag," and I say, "I never touch your mother's bag. I never put my hand. That's how I was brought up. So if you ask me to get something from your bag, do not accept me to do it for you. You have to get your stuff from your bag." The struggle now after Mawahib, when the COVID came, in Mawahib, she changed a lot. I cannot deny. First, the most important thing that she could go out on her own. That was one thing that I was uncertain of doing it. I couldn't actually let go. As I said, we've done around 16 trips back and forth because she had to
I
change
used
tram.
to keep saying,
Yeah.
we don't have any issues with our students, with the adults taking the metro. They were very confident.
Yeah,
It
but
was
she's
the
a
parents.
female. Yeah.
It was the parents
Yeah.
who were really
Of
struggling.
course, because I know that she could be actually anyone that come and shout at her and she loses confidence, she could be taken away. This is what my worry. I get nightmares sometimes. Believe me, I get really lots of nightmare that what could happen, what could happen. There is lots of stress
Also, I
that always in me.
realized that they didn't have friends.
Yeah, very.
And so I used to take them after work to Mall of the Emirates because it was on the way for me. And I would teach them how to be a friend. So the first time I took them to More Cafe because our paintings used to be displayed there. And we went there. I said, I'm just putting a painting in my car. Till then, y'all can order whatever you want and I will be paying. So I had taken Asma and Mariam and me. You know what my bill was? 400 dirhams.
Well, hello.
I said, hello, just because I'm paying.
Yeah, well, this is another thing when we go to the restaurant. I say, before we go to the restaurant, Mariam, do not embarrass me. We choose because I have entertainer, I have Emirates Platinum. So I'm the only bread owner. And I take them
Yeah, but
once
it
a
was
week. Yeah.
a juice,
Yeah.
a soup. I said, are you really going? But they had not done it before.
Yeah.
So they learn.
No, they done it a lot now.
Now they do it.
I mean, she surprised me a lot.
And I said to them that I need to buy a bag. I didn't. I don't even use a handbag. So Asma said, come, let's go buy your bag. I was teaching them how to window shop because they don't know that.
Yeah.
And Asma said, we went into the high end, the really designer stores.
Yeah.
And she said, buy this. This is a nice bag for you. It's 25,000. It's only 25,000 dirhams.
Yeah.
I
Value
said,
of
okay,
money.
well, that's not my budget.
Yeah.
So she said, what? You can't pay 25,000? I said, no, I can't. So then we went to, less. So she said, this 2,000 can you buy? I said, no. 2,000 also too expensive. I don't want to buy so expensive. I was just teaching them
value of money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
do.
that you don't have to
Yeah,
always buy. Just
yeah.
because you said you want to buy doesn't
Mm,
mean you have to buy. You
mm,
can walk out of the
mm,
store. So I kept doing this with them, and I kept hanging out with them in malls, and I would take them to Mac store, and I would say, ask them to put makeup on you, and they'll
mm,
teach you how to do it.
mm,
So learn.
mm,
And they loved all that. And they
mm,
said, "Oh, so we can do this
mm,
without spending money." I
mm,
said, "Yes.
mm.
There's lots you
Yeah,
can go and try out different shoes.
yeah.
Don't buy it.
Mm,
Just try it out."
mm,
So they, and then this whole thing started at Asma's house, where
mm.
she invited few of her
Friends.
Mawahib
Yeah.
friends, and they would just hang out, and they loved it,
Yeah,
you know.
they do it till now. Actually, I will say uh, she still have asthma in her life, and her sister as well, Mariam, and there was another gentleman, two gentlemen actually, or three gentlemen, and they actually meet occasionally once a week, and they chat with each others. They're having like chat on the mobile, but other than that, she doesn't have any friends. She was most of the time she stay in the house. I try to take her like to a gym to do activities or to actually manage her weight. But with regard to the money, still the money value is not very stable. She knows that she likes something, she need to get it, and if she's having something money, she will buy it. Like she was like, I sleep alone, of course. So she went to Kinikoneya, which is one of her favorite store, and I cannot go to Dubai Mall. I found it like for me it's too big. So I want something small. I go from here to there, and that's it. So her favorite is Kinikoneya. She went inside and she got something that close your eyes because I went outside. I cannot. So dad would close your eyes. I said, okay, Maya, I close my eyes. Dad, just hold something. I got something for you. And then he said, okay, thank you. And then dad, now open your eyes and open the bag. I opened the bag. I found the teddy bear. She loves soft toys. She loves soft toys. She loves as well those figures. So it was a bear, and it was like a nice bear. So I said, "Oh, sweet Mariam, thank you very much. I got it for you because I gave you a company in the bed because you sleep on your own." Oh, that's very sweet, Mariam. So I looked into it, and then I flipped the tag. 275
Wow.
dirhams. 275. And I was extremely happy when she gave it to me. And that immediately when I seen the number, I was up in the ceiling. And of course, it couldn't be returned. So the value of the money is not there yet. She knows that there is a money.
It will happen in time.
Yeah,
Everything, like everything,
yeah,
it
yeah.
does.
But
So, what are your plans for Mariam for the future? Where do you see her?
I don't know how the future will look. For me now, as I'm around, I can provide. I will never stop from providing. I have a few months with Emirates, unfortunately, and then I will be reaching my retirement age. And believe me, I don't want to retire. But this
Nobody
is,
does.
yeah, but this is, even though that I'm active, I can do the job. But that's the job. That's the law. Uh, do I want to go back home, my real home? No. I don't want to go back. Can I survive here? I don't think so because Dubai is very expensive. Can I do something for me to establish here? It's too hard because even the end of the service will not allow me to. So we don't know. I'm just waiting, like to see what will the future will bring to us. What I can see from my daughter, she is very good in her, as you said, in her drawing. She's very attention to details with her drawing, even the tiny line, if it's not correct, she will not be happy to
Yeah.
enter to. She can just stop and she can redo again everything. So I don't know. She's now, I've been blessed as well. She goes to as an internship. Where she goes now into this center. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name of
No,
that
no, of
center or
course.
not.
My
My
Maximus.
Maximus, yeah.
Yeah.
They've done a great job with her. Now she does IT, she does programming, she does printing, she does social, plus, of course, the animation, which is her favorite. I also been blessed. I have to give the credit to whoever actually sponsored my daughter, because putting her in my Maximus, it is beyond my budget. I don't know who did that. But I know there is behind the scenes some people that having a great heart, and they actually sponsor my daughter. After the one responsible, they do have sponsorship. Came and checked on my daughter, and then they agreed that she is entitled to be sponsored. One thing that I really, really was phased out when I came to know from Mawahib, from you, specifically you, and Mawimi as well, that people of determination, they are entitled for facility, such as using the metro, such as a card, and lots of other facility. But to have this facility, they have to be diagnosed by government authority. I went to, they said Rashid Hospital. So I went to Rashid Hospital. I met a doctor there. He met my daughter. He sat without me. He checked her and he gave me a report that my daughter, she is diagnosed as autistic and ADHD, and she required to be treated as with disability. I've taken the report. I went to the Minister of Social Affairs that was in Al Qusais. It was on the ground floor. Even there was one gentleman. He was African gentleman. He was
Victor.
Hearing impaired.
Victor. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was there and he sat, and Mariam, she knew him, and they were sitting together. When my turn came, I came to the counter. There was the one, I think she must be a local. I gave her the certificate. She said, she looked at mine. She said, yeah, but I don't think she's a special need. I said, no, that's a report from Rashid Hospital, but it's not sufficient. You can go back to the hospital and ask for extra details. So I went back to Rashid Hospital, and believe me, as a single father, to achieve to get out of your work, because of course any organization, they working hours, which is morning. So I had to go back to the doctor, leave my job, ask for pending day, and go back to the doctor, the department, and I say, that's what I've been told. They refused to accept this report. So they give me another report and with more details. I took the same report and the same lady was there. So I produced it to her. And again, she said, no, your daughter, she's not entitled for any facility. I recommend you to go to a center that's between Sharjah and Ajman. I will not forget, it's called Awladna. I said, but a private center and your requirement is a government. Said, no, we deal with them. I said, okay. I went there. I spent 3,000 dirhams on the reports. Yes. There was a lovely ladies there. They interviewed Mariam and they gave me the report. And Mariam, because of her situation and the effort that you and other people, they put on her, she developed. So they gave her a grade at between 3 to 2, and like maybe there was something, maybe, and then when I got the report, and she looked at the report, she said she's okay, and she's not entitled for any facility. I said, but do you want to say that my daughter is normal like any? That's what the report can see. You can see in the report. I said, yeah, but it says that she's having disability and she's having like a sign of autism. And then the lady, she said, no, we do not help. We will do a meeting and we'll reply back to you. I said, you want to tell me that if you have a son and he approached my daughter, you will accept her as a wife? She said, well, I don't think my son will accept her. I said, I'm asking you, if he bring her to you and say that you want him, you want to marry her, is
Would
it
you?
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, will you accept? She refused to answer. The second time when I said, she said, we'll do a meeting and then we'll contact you. And then, of course, the meeting, there was no. You
So, long story short, have you got the POD card now?
No, never. No, Mariam, she never been looked at. I do everything from my own pocket. And believe me, since 19, Mariam, she's not supported by my company.
Okay, we'll talk about this after the show. I'll tell you where we can.
I've been told, but to be honest, I reached to a stage that I am too tired. and I cannot afford to leave my job. I cannot, because I have a manager now.
Just getting the letter,
Mm,
if you get it from Amal Hospital, and then everything is online.
yeah.
We'll try.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Ashraf, I have to say thank you
Yeah.
so
You're most
much
welcome.
for being here
Yeah.
and
It's
for
a
sharing.
pleasure.
I know it wasn't easy.
You are a family member. I'm not here for any. I am here because there is a family member that assists my daughter, and my daughter, uh, the name is carved in Mariam's brain. Gulshan, Wemi, Yeni. There are names in Mariam's head, and when it comes, it will actually bring something in her head. So I am here because you are a family member. You will be always family
Thank
member.
you.
I'm very proud that I had my daughter, I had you in my daughter's life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And yeah, wait for the next one.